Hi guys, Happy New Year. I thought it might be fun to share my favourite patterns of 2017. I was having a look back at what was actually released this year and what I did get around to sew of those new patterns and what I didn't, and I thought it'd be fun to share with you my top picks. So it was going to be a top 10, but it stretched out a bit, so it's a top 15. Of those 15, I've actually made 2 so far, but quite a few of the others I've purchased the pattern and they're on my to sew list, and at some point I'm going to share another vlog soon because I've been making my Make 9 plans for 2018, and quite a few of the patterns I'm looking to make in 2018, forget what year we're in, are patterns that have been out for years, so it might take me years to get around to these, but they're on the to sew list at some point in the future. So if I start running through, so I've got a couple of the patterns here where I've got paper copy, and then the others I'll put a picture on the vlog if you aren't aware of the pattern, or as a reminder. So the first pattern on my list are the Flint trousers by Megan Nielsen. So I've seen some lovely versions of these sewn up, which is really what convinced me. They're one of those patterns where when it came out I thought I was quite interested, but I wasn't immediately desperate to buy the pattern, and then once I saw a couple of versions popping up in the on Instagram and on blogs, I was totally convinced. So I am looking forward to making a pair in the summer. I've actually bought some Cupro. I think I'm going to try it in them in a Cupro, maybe see how they turn out. And I definitely want to try the version with the bow at the waist. I think they're particularly cute. That's number 1. Then second one on my list is dress. There's quite a few dresses on this list. So this is the Jackie dress from Victory Patterns. I made one version of the Jackie early this year to wear to the Crafty Sew & Sew Dressmakers Ball, and it's really lovely. It's a really lovely fitted dress, and you get a really nice fit because it's made of multiple panels. And it's in a knit fabric, but actually it's also quite a quick sew, even though it doesn't look necessarily like a quick sew because it's quite glam, especially in the long version. So yeah, so that's number 2, and I'm definitely planning another Jackie dress. So third one on the list is the Cali shirt and shirt dress by Closet Case Patterns. So obviously this has been a big favourite this year, and I really like both versions. I've got some fabric that I think will be really good for the shirt version, so I'm going to start with that, and then I will no doubt make a dress as well if it turns out, if my first version turns out right, if I like the fit on me. So okay, so that's top 3. So the fourth one is the Lyria dress by Pauline Alice, and I actually have the paper version of this, so I can show you. And this is my first paper Pauline Alice pattern. I've got a couple of PDFs, although I don't think I've actually got around to sewing any of them yet, and it's really nice actually, really nice quality. So that's the pattern, and it has 2 versions, a long sleeve and a short sleeve version. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't, I must admit I haven't looked again, but I don't think I've seen many versions of this sewn up. But yeah, I mean, I really like these kind of vintage inspired tea dress patterns anyway. Sew Over It's tea dress is another favourite of mine, and the Q dress by Nina Lee is another lovely similar, slightly similar tea dress style, slightly vintage inspired pattern that came out this year as well. But yeah, so I'm definitely planning on sewing this up in a rayon or something similar relatively soon. Okay, so next one is one of the In the Folds free patterns. So this is the jumpsuit pattern, and I saw, in fact it's here, so this is one of the other one other than the Jackie dress that I've actually made already. So I only made this relatively recently, and it was actually a bit too wintry to wear it by the time I finished, so I haven't got any photos or worn it out yet. Too much up. But yeah, this is my version. So it's in a green, really lightweight drapey denim from Guthrie Garney. Yeah, I think it'll be, it needs an iron obviously. It was, in fact it isn't even hemmed yet. It was finished apart from hemming and a good press. But yeah, it's a really nice little pattern actually. That sews relatively quickly as well. And yeah, definitely recommend that one. So next one on my list is the Asymmetrical Gather dress by the Makers Atelier. So this one only came out relatively recently, and the pattern was released, and they also released some really nice kits with a really lovely double or triple crepe that were very tempting, but they sold out quite quickly. And I know the pattern's currently out of print, but I think it's due back in stock in Jan. So at that point, I think this time around, I think this is the second time it went out of print. So I'm definitely going to get a copy of that and make that later this year. I think that'd be a not quite quick sew, but quite effective and suitable for work or a night out. So next one is another dress, and that's Colette's Prudence dress. So Colette released 2 patterns in a row that were really nice, actually, because they released a shirt dress before Prudence, which was also really nice, and had some lovely modelled shots on their blog and in their shop. But yeah, I think Prudence just looked like quite a simple, so relatively quick, but very glam and effective. So that's another one that's on my list. And would have been a good Christmas New Year dress, but no time, so I shall make it for 2018 instead. So next one, so this is the second pair of trousers on my list. There was a few nice pairs of trousers this year actually, but the other one I put on my list in terms of my favourites was the Sasha trousers by Closet Case Patterns, and I was particularly excited when this pattern got released because I have a pair of ready-to-wear trousers from COS that I've had years that are an absolute favourite. They're really useful and really practical, and they're actually past their best, but I'm still clinging onto them. They still haven't gone to a Chariot Bag or anywhere else. And I think the Sasha trousers are very similar style, so if I can find a similar fabric, I think I can recreate my favourite ready-to-wear trousers, so that's exciting. The challenge is just finding the nice enough fabric, really, or similar fabric in terms of recreating. So then I've got another dress. So this is it's a blouse and dress, and this is the fringe blouse and dress from Chalk and Notch. Yeah, and I think this is just a really nice, simple, summery dress and top, a little bit like the Callie shirt in some ways maybe, but yeah, I've got some really nice kind of medium weight cotton from Cotton & Steel that I've had a while, and I think it would look great in this. I've seen some really nice versions of this made up in the blogosphere, so yep, that's another one on the list. And then a totally different dress, so going from a more casual dress to a very much more fitted and smart dress is the Orsola dress and skirt by Hand London. So this is an absolute stunner. I really love this dress. It's one that needs a bit more time and attention to get right, I think, because the fit really needs to be spot on for this dress to look its best. But yeah, I'm definitely at some point going to give this some time, and yeah, the blue version in the product photos, I just want to recreate that. I think that's gorgeous. So that's on my list. Then the next two were released this year, but they're actually vintage reprints from Simplicity. So Simplicity was kind enough to send me these actually, but as soon as these were released, I had my eye on both of these patterns. So if I do dress first, so this is 8504, and it's a 1930s dress pattern. And yeah, I just think this is a proper stunner. I think I'm going to make the version with so what version is it? Version B. So with the poofy sleeve, but without the full length sleeve to the cuff. Yeah, and I love a velvet. So a velvet was tempting to copy the product photo, but I actually have ordered some Cooper, and I'm going to try it in a Cooper. I think that could work. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, so that's on my near the top of my Tuso pile, as I actually have it ready to go. And then the other Simplicity vintage reprint is 8509, and this is a 1950s coat. So I know a few people have said that they have this pattern and are hoping to sew it up soon, so I'm looking forward to see other people's versions. But I really like the short version and the long version of this, but I think I'm going to make the long version to start. I do like a long coat, and I basically want to copy this product photo. So I'm just trying to find at the moment a nice drapey wool probably, and ideally in this kind of colour or maybe a dark blue. So yeah, I've seen a couple of nice wools, but they were bubblegum pink, and I do normally like all pinks, including bubblegum pink, but I think for, you know, I've just got tempted by this phone now. I basically want that. So yeah, so that's near the top of the to-sew list. And even though it's vintage, I think it counts because it was re-released this year. So last few now. So the Kobe by Paper Cut Patterns. So this is another one that I kind of didn't pay that much attention on first release because it's quite a simple style. It reminds me a little bit of the Inari T pattern from Named, actually, in terms of the general fit, but it is a little bit more delicate. It has a really nice little pleat detail in the back. So yeah, that's a pattern that I'm hoping to try relatively soon. I treated myself in a sale that Paper Cut have got on at the moment to that pattern. And actually, the other thing to say about that, so there's a dress version and a blouse version, and actually I think the blouse, even though dresses always catch my eye, if there's a dress and a shirt version, I always tempted to go for the dress, but actually I think the blouse version would be really a nice, useful basic, actually. So I'm thinking I might make a few of those if the fit turns out okay. And then last couple, so the next pattern is not a garment pattern, it's the only one on my list that's not, and this is the wallet gift set from Thread Theory Patterns. So they released this just before Christmas, as obviously as something you could make as a relatively quick gift for men or women, but it's one that you could make for men, which is always tends to be a bit harder. And the gift set includes 3 separate wallets, and I really like all 3 actually. So there's the more kind of fold, kind of traditional wallet, and then there's a card holder, and I forget what they describe the other one as, but there's a kind of an in-between option. So yeah, I really like all 3 of these, and at some point I am definitely planning to have a go at making these as gifts, maybe for someone's birthday, as I miss Christmas. And then the last one on the list is another recent release, and it's the Colton coat from freesewing.org. So this is used to kind of runs, but that feels, because it is quite a collaborative site, so runs is maybe the wrong word, but who heads up free sewing. This is his most recent release. And if you don't know, so free sewing, it's a site where you input measurements and you print off a personalised pattern, and it's all free. And at the same time as the Colton coat, used to release a block that it was based on. So there's the more basic kind of jacket block, and then the Colton, which is based on that, but is kind of a full detailed coat, was based on the coat that Benedict Cumberbatch wears in the Sherlock series. So it's kind of a full-length duster, men's duster coat. It's got some really nice pocket details, nice colour. So yeah, it's a goodie. So I might make that up for Phil if he's lucky. The other one, which isn't a 2017 release, because he's after a new coat, and I previously made the Thread Theory Goldstream Peacoat, so it's between those two really, whether I make him another Goldstream Peacoat, because that is a lovely pattern, or whether we try the Colton. So that's my top patterns for 2017, top 15 as it turned out. So let me know if you agree, or if you've got totally different top pattern list for the year.